Hey,
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
You know,
Good.
plugging along.
Yeah, this is kind of strange.
I know.
Still.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of change happening.
You know what I did notice yesterday? The fact that we're going to have to touch back on the fact that I watched myself give a reading for the first time and it made me very cringy. I'm already cringy enough whenever
And I didn't even think of that. It didn't
or
even occur to me.
you know what the first thing that popped up into my head right was that I was on the wrong side of the screen. We
Oh,
have designated spots, right? Like I'm always
yeah.
on the left, really, with everything that we do. Even in our office, like you're on the right and I'm on the left. And I don't know, that was the first thing that
It
threw me.
messed you up.
I don't know where to look. I don't like this. Like I don't ever know where to look. But anyways, but yeah, it was the first time I ever watched myself give a message, and I have to say, probably one of the most uncomfortable moments of my life. And I didn't even get through the whole video.
You felt vulnerable.
Uh, that was one of the many emotions that I felt. Yes, it was very uncomfortable on so many levels.
I'm sorry.
No, no, no. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. It's just strange. I was surprised because I don't feel like I look. I feel like I look completely different, right?
Right.
Like I feel like I look. I don't know. So
Normal though.
it was strange, huh?
That's normal.
Yeah. Well, I hope
I
so.
mean, in the scope
Is
of
anything what I do
normal.
normal? You know, like
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of normal going on, but thinking how you look a certain way or sound a certain way, that's normal,
yeah,
I think.
maybe, maybe.
And we had so much trouble with internet yesterday, and
Oh
um,
my
it
gosh,
was
I'm
just such a
telling you.
frustrating time.
Well,
I was
I,
just glad to I'm walking away. I gotta walk away.
yeah, it's well, you know me. I'm already. You're definitely more techie than I am, and that's
That's
not.
saying a whole lot to my skill set, really.
You're pretty good.
Mm.
Good. Well, you always notice things that I don't. You know, always.
Well, I'm
But
just hoping we can get through this without.
any technical difficulties,
Yeah, that would be nice. It would be nice
here's
to
here's
not
hoping.
have that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great. That would
Yeah.
definitely be great.
We've
Um,
got,
always
I
shifting.
have to, we have to walk back a little because even
Okay.
though we're going to be posting this on our podcast platform and as well, probably maybe YouTube, I guess.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
the
maybe.
things, all the
But,
places.
but you had answered some questions and then we were going to answer some bigger questions um, about, just what we're dealing with in this time and people are feeling a little overwhelmed and it was a lot of what is going to happen. The questions were, going to um, not knowing what it looks like, and so that's why I didn't go through them individually because it's a lot of the same.
Yeah.
People wanting to know that, and I think we probably should address that before we move forward with
Well,
anything.
and I'm gonna say this. I've really thought a lot about this in deep meditation, and I'll tell you exactly what what spirit has guided me through and knowing that this through this whole time. And so it may sound repetitive if you've watched the other things that we posted, and sorry about that, but it's the truth. One is that we go through and we're always so busy, and we've got all these things that we're doing on a normal basis, and yet all the while we're begging, oh, if I could just press pause on life, if I could just have a minute to catch up and do these things that I need to do. And now this is the opportunity. And so if you can look at things as an opportunity and not as a sentence, because I think that your perspective, is often skewed um, based on your perspective, depending on what angle you're coming. That's going to make or break you. That's going to set the tone for how you react going forward. So that was one. And two is that we will be okay. Everyone will be okay. Yesterday in a reading, Spirit showed me something really beautiful, and it kind of took me by surprise, but it kept going over. It was very repetitive, but they kept showing me like a snow globe, and the snow globe had been shaken, and then letting all the little pieces and particles fall, and everything was going to fall and set back into place. And I think that that is the perfect analogy for everything that's going on right now, and because that's what we were discussing in the reading. So I think we're going through a time right now where everything is being shaken, everything is being shifted. Because how many times have we said that nothing can change, no growth can come without change, and change is uncomfortable. And so we've had to go through this shakeup in order to make things happen. And a lot of times going through that shakeup, it's forcing you to do things outside your norm. It's forcing you to recognize doors and opportunities that may come open that wouldn't otherwise be there. So it's easy to look at the doom and gloom and stay focused and centered in that, because that's what the outside appearance is. And don't get me wrong, that's there, but that's there with everything. That's there with that's part of balance. Part of balance is having negative and positive things. And so it can't be all of one or all of the other. So I think that in the midst of all of this, let the snow globe be your hope. It's you're just being shaken up, because when you close your eyes and you think of a snow globe, and you, even though all those particles are in the air and all of that stuff is floating, and there's craziness and chaos, it's still a beautiful process. It really is. Like, it to watch all those things floating and stuff in the air, and then watching it settle down, and it reveals a completely different picture than the image you see with all the chaos around it. But both can be as beautiful as you perceive them to be.
That's true. And I think what I think so many of us tie our finances to how we're doing. And
Excellent.
so that becomes the forefront, like, well, I have no money coming in, this is crazy. And it's just having to let go of that for a minute and focus
Yeah.
on your inner work and your connections, your relationships, things that are outside a construct of finance or whatever, because that's not, it is real. I'm not saying it's not real, but it's not the most important thing. And it'll be something that you'll have to figure out on the backside of this, because, or in the midst of it, if there's a way for you to pad your income in a different way. But it's really taking a time to work on your growth, on your inner work and your relationships inside your house. I know that's what I'm trying to do. And I just, and as soon as I let go of finances, like my stress around that, now, not to say I don't have days where I'm like,
Of
but
course.
as soon as I let go of that, like just like mentally put it down, like opened up my
Mhm.
hand and put it down, it was just like, okay, you know what? I can't do anything about that right now, but
Right.
I can focus on what's in my house. This is my plan. That's the plan I'm going to trust, is my relationships with my children, my mom, my husband. Where are we going to grow? What are they going to show me daily? and just see how that falls.
Well,
Because
because that's like you said, that's what you can do. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, it's okay. This is my opportunity to work on that instead of
Right.
getting home from work and being tired and, oh, we got to do homework and blah, blah, blah. Like I'm just letting all that go.
That is so. I know that that's not easy. It's definitely not an easy thing, but I think you said the exact thing. There's only so much you can control, and so instead of like stressing and worrying about things that are to come or not come, and it's often funny how things just have a way of working out sometimes too. Like when you least expect it in the most peculiar ways, things just kind of work out. And so I know that that sounds like a complete, you know, cop out almost saying it, but it's the truth. Um,
It's interesting. I was in a call the other day. It's a group of ladies. We like a little coffee call, meet for
huh?
coffee, and it's whatever. And
That's so cute.
I met someone, and she made the comment about her engine. Her Someone told her to take the engine off her back, and she didn't understand what it meant. And immediately I thought of like, we're like coal engines. We're doers. We chug, chug, chug. If I'm not working hard, it doesn't matter. I have to
Yes.
work hard. Everyone needs to see how hard I'm working for me to be validated. And
Yep.
we have an opportunity to refit our engines. It's okay if we idle. It's okay
Yeah.
if we're more efficient when we do work harder. Not everybody needs to see you cranking it out to know that you work hard. And I think we have this old mindset of if you're not killing yourself, you're not working
Yep.
hard. And I think that is hopefully something that will come from this, because in the end, if you're killing yourself to work hard, you're just killing yourself. It
Hmm.
doesn't mean anything. It's only the validation that you are thinking in your head. Like nobody else really cares how hard you work, as long
Right.
as do what you need to do, but it doesn't mean you have to grind it out. You know what I mean?
Right. I think we talked about that a little bit in our last
You
podcast.
might have. I don't know, but I think
But I love that. What better time to to say that
yeah.
again? Because and I love the analogy with the engine.
That was just what popped in my head when she was talking about it.
I
I'm
didn't
like,
know where you were going to go with that.
no, we're all like coal engines where we're like chug, chug, chug. And we maybe be more efficient with our energy. It doesn't mean that we won't get the job done. We just might be more efficient in how it does get done.
Yeah. And it's kind of setting a new norm because I'm like I told you this morning before we even started, I was like, I can see that it's like there's a relief in your voice, in your aura, in your everything that since we've been home and under quarantine or whatever, it's like there's a peace. And so maybe that's because part of even when we talk about change, even if it's good, if it's new, it's uncomfortable. It's kind of like when you hug somebody that you don't normally hug, and you hug them the first time. It's like, this feels a little awkward and weird. It's kind of the same way. Like this is now, if you and you can even notice from social media cues. It was like, oh, freak out toilet paper. Oh, freak out, we're quarantined. Oh, everything went like in these stages, and you can see that people are adjusting.
Yeah.
People are getting, okay, this is my little norm for a moment.
Right.
And so it's creating and giving you permission to have a new norm. And so on the back end of this, you'll be more fond of spending more time with your spouse or your children than what you did. And look, that's an adjustment. I mean, when you have people that work and are not used to spending that much time with anybody else,
I
an
know it's an adjustment period. It is an
yeah.
adjustment period. But I think we have so much at our fingertips. I think, you have museums that have opened up virtual tours. You have schools that have opened up, Yale is offering a free class on happiness. Like it's just, you have an opportunity to go take something that you go, well, I don't have time for that. Well, you might now. And uh, I just think there's an opportunity to be happy in place,
Yeah.
or find your happiness in place, or your okayness with being in place. Um, and it's seeking those avenues. Luckily we have technology. I mean, look at us, we can still record, and
Most of the time.
most of the time, unless our internet connection does not allow it. But it's just we take this time as an opportunity. Go to bed at night and be like, I wonder what gift I'm going to be given tomorrow, or I wonder what I'm going to be shown tomorrow. If you put that in your mind, the next day you're going to be shown something or given something that goes, oh,
Mhm.
thank you. I mean, and it could be meeting someone new. It could be hearing a different perspective. It could be a number of.
Be relaxing. Just relaxing for the day.
I can tell you, it's really. I have the hardest time, like taking a bath. I don't like to take baths because it's almost too much downtime for me. My head starts going. Like, I enjoy the water filling up.
Oh, we're so different.
I know, and then I'm laying there, and I'm like, okay, I'm just wasting my time just laying in this water. There's things I could be doing, and it's not like my house is spotless. No, that's not the things I want to be doing, but it's just so I'm having to be okay with nothing. And like yesterday I was in a funk. Yesterday was I'm just I guess because we were having the technical difficulties, and then so I just didn't feel like anything I was touching was going right.
Hmm.
And I went and laid on my bed and just laid there, and I'm like, I'm just going to lay here because guess what, nothing else to do. And
Nope.
um and I do have to say this though.
Oh God. What?
We really all need to collectively be praying for our healthcare people, all of the people on the front lines, because while we're here going, oh, I'm at home, there are people literally every day stressed out to the max, going to work, not the right equipment, not enough equipment, um, and day in and day out. Some of them have, most of them probably have family members they could be bringing it home to and not know. So this is a very stressful time for the healthcare industry and everyone involved, from the top to everybody, from admins all the way to your front line in the ER. Like,
Mhm.
everyone in that building or in medical buildings are really feeling a lot of
Of
stress.
stress.
And
Yeah.
so collectively, I would love for you, everyone, to include them.
Absolutely. And your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, and maybe find a way to, if you have someone that's in the healthcare industry, I've asked, what do you need? And they're like, well, we need PPE, protective gear, equipment.
You
But
are like queen of acronyms. My God.
well, the only reason I know is because I was given that. My friend was like, well, we need personal protective equipment, which is PPE.
I'm gonna start. That's my goal. I'm sorry. I'm gonna start making an acronym for everything. We're
Um,
gonna be like the military in Spiritual Highway.
okay, I don't have I'm
Start using military time. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
decipher
go down.
your acronyms. That could be interesting.
What?
I said, I don't know if I have the energy to decipher your acronyms.
That's true. Okay.
But what
Sorry.
I'm saying is, maybe there's a way to support them. I've been thinking about this, like, maybe sending them lunch, or I don't know. I want to help. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. And so I'm open to suggestions, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Let it, any way that we can for sure. But no, they have definitely are taking the brunt of it. And but again, I think that it we will get to a point, and I don't make predictions, and spirit doesn't tell me the future. I don't know what'll happen. But I do know that based on all of my everything that I feel, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not a fool to think that we'll all be okay. But we're
Collectively.
how the chips fall. Uh, we'll be okay.
I know. It's just, it's
Yeah.
getting from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, and we're going through we did a podcast forever ago on I think it was Into the Gray, or how do you remember, Michelle?
Hmm.
Um, it was like when you're going through the dark into the light,
I
and you're
remember.
in the gray. You're in the gray. So we're still in that charcoal period, and we're headed towards the light. And so use every day, take a moment and just enjoy what gift you have in this moment, and stop. Don't when the thought, which I won't say don't think about this, because like you said in the beginning, money does come up and all those things, but when those thoughts creep into your mind, that's when you have to take an active stance and say, okay, in this moment, I'm not going to allow my what blessings that I have in my day to be overshadowed by something that I cannot control in this moment.
Right.
And if you can't go to work, you can't go to work. It's kind of like if, if you break your leg and you have a cast on and you are a lifeguard, you just can't work, period. And so there's no getting around it. So that is where you're at.
Yeah.
I, I know that's a weird analogy, but it's the truth. There's nothing you can do about it. So there's no sense in harping on it and thinking about it. But what can you do, just like you said? And so, what are those things that you keep telling yourself, oh, if I had time? Now we're just realizing how lazy we are. And we're like, oh, that was just an excuse. I really never intended on cleaning anything out. I never intended on doing anything productive. It was just an excuse to make me not feel like crap for doing it. So uh,
Yeah.
it's not hard to hold a halo yet. So, but yeah. So what can you do?
Right.
Um,
I think it's important to seek out things that support what you can do. And if that's taking a little class, I know there's a lot of things that are being offered free or very reduced.
oh yeah,
And
everything's
I think
video.
it's a
I feel
way.
very Jetsons.
I know. I think it's just a time on to focus on. Okay, what can I do, and focus on that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm gonna be honest. I can't look at the time. We can go on for weeks. You just gotta give me a heads
But
up.
I think we could probably wrap this up for today, so I don't risk
Okay.
our internet
Shut.
unstable internet.
We don't want to shut it down.
Now, I don't want to get cut off. I'd like an organic goodbye.
Yeah. You know what? I want to. I want a garden, but I don't want to go to Home Depot to get seeds and stuff.
I think we're going to be planting one today.
Are you kidding me?
Just small ones, like in little buckets. My HOA does not allow for a garden.
What?
We haven't
no.
amended. Wait. We haven't amended our HOA policy to cover pandemic. So, but I have some buckets. So we're going to do a bucket garden.
So wait. I mean, I can see if you're planting rows of corn, maybe.
Well, I think that's ultimately the thing is no, they don't want you because it can attract wildlife. I think that's the thing is trying to not attract that.
Wait a minute. Don't call rats wildlife.
I'm not talking about rats. I'm talking about deer or nutria or.
Why is that a bad thing? Oh,
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I didn't write it.
But no, I mean, there's been so many different little gardening things. I mean, I might stick it outside my window. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can't.
My 12-year-old took horticulture last year, so I'm feeling like he's certified. He can do this. I put it on his plate. I'm like, dude, you're the one that took horticulture. It's on you.
Well, my friend took a bunch of sweet potatoes and dug them, and they're growing beautifully. And I think he did the same thing with a bell pepper and a bell pepper, and something else. And they're like, it's just a few weeks, and it's like starting to be all beautiful and everything. And
That's really cool.
I
I need to look at how to do that. I need a visual.
I'm pretty sure that you just stick it in the dirt. Like I'm pretty sure that's
Stick a bell pepper in the dirt.
maybe not the bell pepper part. I don't
Or
know
where all the
if
little
bell
seeds
peppers
are.
come up yet. But this is just sweet potato. Huh?
Put the seeds in there.
You just stick it in there. And it just
I'm
comes.
gonna have to watch a tutorial.
I'm pretty sure this sweet potato works that way.
I'm not auditory. I need a visual.
Okay, well, I don't know anything about it, but I do. Like, I am to the point in my life where I did find out that you have to milk a cow every single day. So I don't know about milk of my own.
No, I'm good on that one.
But I wouldn't mind having a cow. I don't know why you would have a cow if you weren't going to milk it, but unless for meat.
It would be my pet, and it would be something else I had to feed.
It's like if you have a farm, you have to have a cow. I feel like it's just necessary.
Well, yeah, but I don't have a farm.
I don't know. I would milk a cow every day. It just would bother me. Like, what if you're sick one day and you can't milk them, and then they're
right. I mean,
well, I did not know that was a thing.
If you're committed.
Yeah, but and goats, you can't just have one goat. You have to have like multi goats.
The gentleman that lives behind us. So my house, even though
don't tell me he can have a goat, but you can't have a garden.
Well, he's not a part of our neighborhood, and he has a farm behind me. So we have cattle and goats, and so every once in a while the kids have to run out and get the goats stuck out of the fence.
Really?
They have to jump the fence.
I would really like to have a couple of goats, some chickens, because I would not mind picking up my garden eggs. Yesterday, I have to say this, and I'll shut up. I know I'm rambling. No, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. Okay. But anyways, I would totally like some chickens with some yard eggs and a cow named Bessie, because all cows need to be named Bessie, and some just like at my grandmother's house.
I do have fond memories of relatives with farms when I was a kid, and we would come down here and visit. I didn't grow up down here in Louisiana, so when we came to visit, it was like really, wow, this is.
You're a Yankee.
Kind of a half Yankee, yeah. I'm half Yankee. So, but it was
New Jersey, right?
Yeah. Jersey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have neutral now. I just don't really have an accent. I lack an accent.
I know, but I like it when you do. You do really great.
Don't. You just
do a whole podcast
in your life
just on your accents. It would be so fun.
You don't have a lot of people in your life that do that, so I just seem good at it. I'm not.
No, you're really good at it. Every time if Colin's not doing something that I want, I'll speak in a British accent until he does it. He'll say, "Mom, you're so terrible at that. You're so terrible. Stop it."
That's one way to get him to do it.
Hey, whatever works.
I sing it to the kids like a show tune.
Oh.
And sometimes they join in, or sometimes it just cringes them out so bad that they just do what needs to be done.
I may have to give that a whirl.
Bring that back. I haven't done it in a while. This is a good opportunity.
Good time for it. There's no escape. There's no getting away.
You can't get away.
That's right.
But yeah. So that's it. I think we're good.
Yep, we're done.
I don't know what's going to happen with this jaunt into our horticulture world, but I'll report back.
Yeah. What seeds will you be planting today?
I have no idea. It depends on what's there.
I meant that like.
I'm going with the flags, and I'm pretty sure they probably had a run on seeds. I can imagine all the elders in our community are on it already because they know what's what. They're like, okay, when stuff goes sideways, canned goods and seeds. I'm sure they to the punch.
I want to snap some. I want to snap some peas too.
No,
I know.
You don't. Trust me, you don't.
No, I did that for years. Like,
I did it too, and I had fond memories of it. And then I did it like last year. I bought a big thing of them. And my mom and I were sitting in the kitchen, like I was all gung ho about it. And like 10 minutes in, I'm like, well, this isn't as fun as I remembered. She goes, yeah, I don't know what you were thinking.
Did you have the pea stringer thing that you?
No, this was hands on.
I got you.
Snap the end.
Well, we had one that was like it was a holder. You had to take the and you stuck it through. There's no way to
I
show
have
that.
no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Another tape.
The only machine I had were my hands.
Wasn't a machine.
Oh.
Apparatus.
An apparatus. Okay. I'm gonna have to Google that.
Cool.
Okay.
Anyway. All right. Enough rambling. We love you.
Until next time.
Yes. Goodbye.
Bye. Everybody do something for yourself today.
Yep. Or somebody else maybe.
Or somebody else.
I'm just kidding. Bye.